Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. Is this on? Ooh, okay. What's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to come and run my mouth and talk about the mess. All right, y'all. So listen, we talked about Kenya more the other day. I went live. She did an interview with Tamarind Hall. At the time when we went live, I couldn't find the interview. They hadn't posted the entire interview. Um, Online, and so I can only discuss what I saw. And so there were a few clips floating around on the internet. I think the Neighborhood Talk, I think All True Tea maybe had some, I can't remember, but the whole interview wasn't posted nonetheless. So anyways, there were some parts that I didn't see. um so I'm back to just talk about one little tad bit that I didn't discuss the other day. So long story short, Kenya Summermore is actually still an employee of NBC Universal / Bravo, I guess. Okay. She ain't fired. She didn't get her pink slip and her white box. She's still an employee. Hey. I'm going to play the clip of Kenya. And I'm not going to go over everything we talked about because I'm not repeating myself. If you want to, you ain't got to do nothing you don't want to do, but you can go listen to the live. We talked more. The live is like, I think I was live for like 2 hours. We talked about a whole lot more than just Kenya. But if you want to, you can go listen to the live and the stuff that we not talking about in this video was discussed in that video. But anyways, um, she was never under investigation for RP. I'm going to play the audio so you can hear Kenya speak. And then I'll just add a little bit more commentary. And then, I don't want to spend too much time on this. I get worked up over my girl Kenya. Okay. Now, don't get it twisted. Let me just say this. Don't get it twisted. I was very disappointed in Kenya and a tad bit upset because even with Kenya not wanting to call what she did RP, she knew that when she was out here in these streets online, I gotta even get my fave a little 1-2, a little wig tugging. She knew that when she was online telling us that she had done anything wrong and she would be vindicated and team twirl and that, she knew she had posted some pictures that she didn't have no business posting. Regardless if Kenya wants to call it RP or not, which of course nobody is going to say that they did something like that because it's criminal, right? So even if Kenya doesn't want to attach that label to it, you knew you had done something that could be deemed very inappropriate. You see what I'm saying? Instead of Kenya just saying, hey, y'all, I did say this the other day. Instead of her just saying, hey, Team Twirl, hey, world, who's ever listening? I'm not going to lie, girl, this thing went low and I went lower, and that's where we at. Now, I'm not going to say it was RP, but I pulled out the big guns. At that point, I think we would have been like, oh, girl, she done this. Oh, girl, Anyway, so that was really where I was a tad bit upset with Kenya Summermore. I was. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into this clip from Tamarind Hall. All right, y'all. Hold up. Hold up. I got a drink in my cup. Hold up. Girl, what's going on? Okay.
Are some things we need to clear up, or you need to clear up. You were not fired, or were you fired?
I was never fired. I was never fired. So there were a lot of headlines that spread across the world. Kenya was fired. She was fired. She was let go. All of those things, and they were not true.
What is true?
What is true is that, where do you want me to start?
Well, are you a part of the show?
I am still under contract, and I am still an employee of the network.
So you still receive checks from the show?
I still do.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So,
Okay.
period.
Yeah. So I want to tell you because we're going to be honest.
Yeah, you have to be
I
honest.
called you.
Yes.
I called you and I said, "What is going on?"
Yes.
I'm not going to pretend that this is someone that I am not friendly with. But I don't know. I'm not playing dumb right now. You
Right.
know that. I called to check on you. I didn't
Yes.
call to get the scoop.
Yes.
So you're still being paid by Bravo. You've not been fired from the show. I felt that this was a ploy for ratings. I have felt from the beginning, and I have not told you this because it doesn't make sense. I think if this is a case of revenge porn and there's an investigation, and I hope that there was, why are you still being paid?
So here's the thing. That's another lie. I was never under suspicion for revenge porn. I never ever from the network, their mouths exactly. You were never under investigation for revenge porn. That is something someone put on their Instagram along with law to point a finger at me for something that was completely a false narrative.
So why aren't you on the show?
I'm not on the show because we started filming and this is a pivotal season for Real Housewives and they had a lot of new girls. And as you said before, I was one of the few that survived. And we were really excited to get the season started. And some of the new girls, as in the past, they come on and they're trying to make a name.
And that was pretty much the rest of it was what we talked about the other day. She basically, in a nutshell, said that Brittany came on trying to make a name for herself. Brittany basically started with her and then she retaliated, and that's what it was. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Kenya, she was not fired. She was not under investigation for RP. I do believe that even though she may not want to say that she was under investigation for RP, even if the network doesn't want to say that she was under investigation for RP, I will say that Kenya posting those pictures are absolutely disgusting. Girl, that was trifling. Okay, that's trifling. And that's just like I'm all like I don't know. I'm all down for if somebody does something to you, you can't tell them how to respond. However, even in your response, I can still say your response was trifling. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what Brittany did. I wasn't there. I don't know. They say that Brittany threatened Kenya with a pow pow, or she said something along the lines allegedly, I got pow pows for, itches like you. So I don't know. We do know that for the most part, Kenya is a messy girl, but the girls usually start with Kenya, and Kenya's retaliation is sometimes something that the girls can't handle. I think this was one of those moments where Kenya, even for me, that's just a tad bit too much, right? It's one thing for you to bring a marching band through, Marlo's wig launch. It's one thing for you to, bring a side chick and sit her in front of Tanya. And before anybody even gets started, even though I was gagged when Kenya did that, I said that if I was Tanya, Kenya would have tore that restaurant to shreds. Okay, now don't get it twisted. I giggled on this side when I was watching it on TV. But if I was Tanya, me and Kenya would have did some furniture moving in that in that restaurant. Um, but this was a tad bit too far. I want to also say this. This happened because there has not been a line drawn in the sand of what these girls can do and how far these girls can go. And that's just what it is. When we watch these shows and we see how these girls go blow for blow, girl toe to toe, and then y'all wonder why each time something happens is someone taking it just a tad bit further than the last time. You give a girl an inch, they take a mile. We have seen the girls accuse Candy and Todd. We ain't ever got to go through it of what they accuse Candy and Todd of. We've seen husbands be falsely accused of SA, right? Nothing happens to these people. And even if something did happen to one of the persons involved, they still came back and benefited off of going back to Married to Medicine, being on Dancing with the Stars, being on Traders, being on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So really and truly, was it really a punishment? The punishment should be when you do something low down like that, you are automatically cut off from the network. You will never have access to this platform again. However, that's not the case. So where do you draw the line in the sand? Do you draw it at, do you start at false R allegations? Do you start at false SA allegations? Do you start at, you know, flirting with folks' husbands? Do you start at people going online and pulling up XXX pics and posting them in the middle of their salon? Like, where do you start at? This is the environment that has been created and has been accepted by NBC. That's just what it is. By Bravo, by Truly Original. Y'all are okay with it. Y'all are okay with it. This is the stuff that happens. We literally started out Real Housewives of Atlanta, if we're going to be honest about it. We literally started out Real Housewives of Atlanta with Kim Zolciak coming onto the show, girl, pretty much bragging about being a mistress. Where do we go from there? Girl, Kim was writing $70,000 checks using Big Papa's checking account, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, the first season. So if you're already starting a show off, well, girl, one of your castmates is pretty much a mistress and having an affair and, girl, using his checking account, then, girl, what do you think is going to happen the next season? Or the season after that? Or the season after that? Once you go down the road of, you know, our allegations, once you go down the road of, oh girl, he made me feel uncomfortable, even though I don't know what he said. I can't remember what he said. He didn't do anything. He didn't touch me, girl. What do you go from there? You see what I'm saying? So I think the network, the people in charge, have to also take some responsibility for the environment they have created down across the housewives, period. Even if we look over on the other side of town, you got Heather, and Heather's one of my girls. You got Heather, who literally lied on a producer, and she was still able to keep her job. So, like, where do you draw the line at? And then everybody is shocked and confused when the girls not only, girl, touch the line, they jump over that mother. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, girl, Kenya is my girl. She gonna always forever be my girl. The same way y'all forgave Portia and Phaedra and Giselle and all the other girls for the trifling ass, low down, dirty shit that they did, girl, we gonna forgive Kenya too. The same way y'all forgot about, didn't care that Phaedra and Portia was down there accusing Candy and Todd what they accused Candy and Todd of. The same way that y'all let Giselle get away and didn't say nothing when she was over her line talking about Deborah said that, girl, that Chris grabbed her tail, and Ashley got on talking about, I didn't say that. Oh, you know, Giselle put some sauce on it, girl. That the same way y'all forgave Giselle, we gonna forgive Kenya too. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all. Hey, long live the queen. Long live the queen. Long live the queen. Girl, Queen Kenya Summer. I know some of y'all just rolled y'all eyes. Long live the queen. Long live the queen. Long live the queen. Let me stop trolling y'all. Anyways, let's move on. Okay, so this is according to EW.com. So Dave Coulier responds to backlash over John Stamos not shaving head to support Full House co-star's cancer battle. So Dave is standing up for John, the actor who recently revealed he's been diagnosed with stage 3 non-Hodgkin Hodgkin lymphoma. Defended Stamos after his Full House co-star received backlash online for donning a bald cap for photos and not actually shaving his head in solidarity with his ongoing cancer battle. I'm sorry to see a bunch of negative comments as I began my cancer journey. It's our friendship, and this is how we are handling a very tough time. So I saw this, and I was a tad bit confused by John. John posted a picture. Well, they both posted the pictures, and unfortunately, Uncle Joey, um, as I just reported, has cancer. And I thought that John had shaved his head also. But this is the caption that John put underneath the photo. Nothing like throwing on a bald cap and flexing some Photoshop skills to show some love and solidarity with my bro. And then he tagged Dave. You're handling this so much with so much strength and positivity. It's inspiring. I know you're going to get through this, and I'm proud to stand with you every step of the way. I love you. P.S. And then he tagged, I guess that's his wife, is the most wonderfulest, your true life line. And he received some backlash from the photos. Listen, if Dave don't care, I don't care. Okay. But I have to be honest. I was a little confused, girl, because in my head, and I think a lot of us probably think the same, girl. Not a lot of us, some of us probably thought the same. Eh, I think sometimes we want to feel like we're doing something when we really ain't doing shit. You know, I think it would have been one thing if John had came online and said, you know, made a joke because he knows his brother. He knows his brother Dave, and Dave knows his brother, Uncle Jesse. Um, but I think it would have been one thing if he would have made a joke out of it and let it be known it was a ball cap. I think what threw people off was the word solidarity because I have heard of people saying, "I'm going to stand in." Like I have heard of stories where people find out family members, loved ones, may have cancer and they may shave their head, or cut their hair. Like for example, um, Erin from Real Housewives of New Jersey. Her mother, she found out her mother had cancer, and so I think her mother's hair was like shoulder length. So to stand in solidarity with her mother, Erin cut her hair shoulder length. So that kind of made sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's the word solidarity that threw a lot of people off because it's like, are you really you're like Uncle Jesse? Are you really standing in solidarity with your brother just because you put a ball cap on? Like, I think he should have just made it a joke and left the word solidarity out. And I think a lot of people wouldn't have been confused. But I think him throwing that word in there, it did leave a lot of people kind of like scratching their heads, like, huh? But like I said, I'm not mad about it. I really don't care. At the end of the day, if Dave ain't worried about it, girl, I ain't worried about it either. Okay? I do hope that he gets better. Um, he also came out with a statement. Let me read what Dave had to say. I'm sorry to see a bunch of negative comments as I've begun my cancer journey. It's our friendship, me and John, and this is how we are handling a very tough time. I'm a comedian, and humor is what drives me. John knows how to cheer me up, and I laughed out loud when he arrived wearing a bald cap, being a true loving friend and brother. I have heard from so many people who have been inspired enough by my words and actions to say that they are going to check in with their doctors and get mammograms, colonoscopy, or a prostate exam. I'm still going to laugh in the face of adversity. When I lost my sister Sharon, my mother Arlene, and my niece Shannon to cancer, we tried to stay positive. That is so sad. I lost my sister Sharon, my mother Arlene, and my niece. Oh my God, that's a lot. We tried to stay positive and we made each other laugh through the worst of it. So I'm choosing to spread the word about early cancer detection to help people. That's who I am. I wish nothing but love for all of you, DC. Listen, like I said, at the end of the day, if DC don't care, if Uncle Joey don't care, then girl, it ain't that big of a deal. But I do think that's why John received the backlash because of that word solidarity, and people were a little bit confused about. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, girl. All right, y'all. Let's move on. Make sure that girl, we need to all go get a little screening. I'm telling y'all, girl, I need to be making an appointment I can't even talk. I need to be making an appointment with my damn self. Hello? All right, y'all. That's it for right now. I'll be back later. I have a tasteful. Y'all know I have a real bad sweet tooth. So I'm about to just nibble on a little piece of ice cream, just a little piece. Okay, and then I'll be back after I satisfy this sweet tooth. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.